Have you ever looked into a mirror and not recognized the person staring back? Not because you've changed, but because you were never allowed to become who you truly are. Since childhood, we're handed scripts. Scripts written by parents, society, culture. Scripts that tell us who to be, what to want, how to live. And slowly, without realizing, we become actors in a movie we never auditioned for. This is not your story, not yet. Because the story you're about to hear about a boy named Ion might just be your own, and it may finally awaken the voice you've been silencing for years. Ion grew up in a middle-class neighborhood where dreams had rules. His father was a government officer, his mother a teacher. Good people, hard-working, and they wanted the best for him. Beta, you will be a doctor just like your uncle. Every birthday, every exam result, every dinner conversation, the message was the same. Follow the path we carved. It's safe, it's respectable, it's success. So Ion obeyed. He memorized science books, he went to coaching centers, he smiled when relatives praised his future. But deep down he felt like a stranger in his own life. He loved colors, stories, emotions. He loved to paint, to sketch. But none of that had a name in the world he lived in. Art was a hobby. Dreams were luxury. Purpose, optional. And so, like many, he chose silence. He chose to wear the mask. It started with restlessness. Then came the headaches, the panic before exams, the numbness. He thought it was stress, but it wasn't. It was his soul knocking. One evening he skipped class. He found himself sitting by the lake, an old pencil in hand. He drew for hours trees, birds, faces, fears. He looked up, and for the first time in years, he smiled. Not because he had done something great, but because he had finally done something real. The world didn't clap, no grades were given, but his heart whispered, "This is you." Yet fear returned fast. What about his parents? What about the future? What about money? So he hid his sketch. But his soul had spoken. And once the soul speaks, you can never silence it the same way again. That night, Ion stood before the mirror. He didn't see a future doctor. He didn't see a top student. He saw a prisoner. He asked himself, what if I failed their dream but win my truth? The mirror stayed silent, but something inside cracked wide open. The next week he dropped out of coaching. His parents were furious, his friends confused, but he felt light. He painted day and night, faces of people he'd never met, emotions he had never shown, stories he had buried. He felt scared, yes, but also powerful. For once, he was no longer acting. He was living. Ion applied to art school. He got rejected twice. On the third try, he got in. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't famous, but it was his. He worked part-time jobs, he freelanced, he taught kids to draw, he sold small sketches at markets. He wasn't rich, but every rupee was earned with joy. He met mentors who saw him, friends who spoke his language. Days were tough, but they were his days. His parents softened. They saw the light in his eyes. Slowly, they accepted. And eventually, they even supported. Ion wasn't chasing success anymore. He was growing it. Now pause. Look at your own mirror. Whose dream are you living? Whose voice do you hear when you make decisions? It's okay if the answer scares you. It should, because awareness is the first crack, and cracks let the light in. Maybe you're not Ion. Maybe you're 35 or 55. Maybe you have a job, a family, responsibilities. But remember this, you don't have to destroy everything to begin again. You just have to stop lying to yourself. Start small. Write, dance, start that course. Say no, ask yourself what you want, and then listen, because your soul has been waiting, and it's patient, but it won't wait forever. Stop chasing borrowed dreams. Start creating your own, not tomorrow, now.